Howdy friends and family, thank you so much for joining me. This is day 18 in the series I'm doing called It Is Well, and today we are going to be taking a look at the next piece in the armor of God, the shoes of the gospel of peace. We're still looking at the line, "Thou hast taught me to say," and seeing ways that Jesus provides for us to resist temptation. We've looked at the belt of truth and how we need to surround ourselves with truth. We looked at the breastplate of righteousness and saw how Jesus makes us righteous. He makes us it well with our soul, so we can declare that. And now we're going to take a look at the shoes of the gospel of peace today. Now, Ephesians 6:15 says, "And as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace." Now, this gospel of peace is the good news that Jesus makes it well with your soul. That is really what the gospel is what he did for us to make it well with our soul. And it's the gospel of peace because that is supposed to give us the peace of God. That knowledge, that assurance that it is well with our soul is supposed to give us the peace of God. Now, Philippians 4 verses 6 through 7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Now, these verses put these two different states of mind next to each other. On the one hand, you have being anxious, and on the one hand, you have the peace of God. Now, the definition of anxious is characterized by extreme uneasiness of mind or brooding fear about something that may or may not occur. This is something that not only do you worry about it, but you sit in it, you brood in it, you think about it constantly, and you let it tear you up inside. And it's something that may or may not even happen. Whereas the peace of God is different. The peace of God, obviously peace is a calm, but the peace of God is even different from our earthly peace. Our earthly peace is when everything is going right. There's nothing wrong really around us. You're not in conflict with anyone, your job's going well, you're able to provide for yourself. That's more of an earthly peace. But we see in John 14:27, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." You see, God's peace is more of an inner peace that comes to us because he makes it well with our soul. You can think about it this way. An earthly peace is going to say that there are no storms, there's nothing going wrong, but God's peace says, the storm may be around you, but the storm is not in you because it is well with your soul. And we see in Philippians how we reach this state of mind, because really, when things are going bad around you, it is very hard to have peace, especially an inner peace. It's very easy to sit around worrying about all of the problems that might happen or that are happening. But in the very beginning of this verse, in these verses in Philippians, we see that God tells us to be anxious about nothing through prayer and thanksgiving. You see, in prayer, we take our worries to God. We lay them at his feet. And then with thanksgiving, we remember the ways that he has already taken care of us and our problems, and the ways that he has already provided for us. And by doing these two things, we are able to know that he will do it again. He will provide and take care of you again. So we are to take our worries to God, lay them at his feet. This does not mean they will be gone and that they will disappear. But it means we are sitting in the assurance that it is well with our soul, that no earthly occurrence, no earthly worry is going to take that away from us. And letting God have that problem and trusting that he will take care of it. That is what the peace of God looks like. And it is truly a peace beyond all understanding. It is a peace where when everything really should be falling apart, you can feel that the storm is not in you. You feel this inner calm. And so this is something that needs to be put on beforehand, like we've been saying. We need to practice praying, taking worries to God, no matter how small they are, and thanking Him in those good times, so that when the bad times come, we are still able to declare, it is well with my soul, and have that peace, even when the storm is around us. If you are memorizing Ephesians 6:14 through 17, this is your reminder to do that. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.